Hello and welcome. I am the Chosen One, and we're going to get this one started. This is the WWE Battleground prediction show, and I'm going to give you my predictions on what I think is going to happen at Battleground tomorrow night. But I also want you to know, if you're new to this channel, or you're just checking out, this is the first time you see my videos, make sure that you subscribe. If I get 50 subscribers between now and July the 28th, I'm giving away a free t-shirt. So make sure you're entered in that, because if you're subscribed to this show, and next Friday, you check next Friday morning, we got 50 subscribers, then you're in a drawing to win a free t-shirt. But we need to get 50 subscribers first. So now let's get started with I'm going to do this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to run down every match for Battleground tomorrow night. And we are going to, I'm going to pick winners, give you my little preview of what I think is going to happen. I did not get to see SmackDown this past Tuesday, but I'm just going to give you my predictions on the show for this weekend. I've also been keeping up with the G1 Climax on for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Yeah, it's been pretty good. I got up early morning at 4:30 my time to watch the show in the morning, and it was worth it, and I enjoyed the show. So, looking forward to seeing more of that. Kenny Omega, I like watching him. I know Jim Cornette ain't a big fan of him, but I like watching him. He's one to watch. But this morning I watched not Tanahashi, but Okada versus Michael Elgin. It was a pretty damn good match. So I'm gonna be checking out the G1 Climax in the morning as well. I may not get up. I may just watch it a little later. But so let's get to the start of this. What I'm going to do is tonight I'm going to give you the predictions, but I'm also going to talk about something else. I read Death of WCW, and it was written by R.D. Reynolds and Bryan Alvarez, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. There was a lot of mistakes in that book. I mean, a lot of mistakes. I can't stand Bryan Alvarez anyway. He sounds like a whiny little bitch who thinks he knows everything about wrestling when he don't know a damn thing about it. And then you got Dave Meltzer, who charges everybody $10 a month for a newsletter that's not even real half the time. Half of it don't even happen. I think he just conjures up this stuff in his head and just says, "Oh, I'm going to charge people $10 to read this bullshit." And he has brainwashed a lot of people. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that subscribe to him. He's brainwashed. I don't understand how he's done it. And I'm not even a millionaire. And if he can get people to subscribe to a fake newsletter for $10 a month, how am I not a millionaire? I guess I'm not a con man like Dave Meltzer, who called Bruce Pritchard a con man. He's also talked bad about Vince Russo as well. But the thing that gets me is that a lot of people don't like Vince Russo. I like listening to his podcast, and I like some of his views. I don't agree with every opinion he has. I agree with a lot of it. And he does have a good mind for the wrestling business. And people are talking about Dave Meltzer says he was a failure. Dave Meltzer, he may have failed at what he did, but at least he done something, that was contributing to the wrestling business other than fake news. And I was watching this, and I know that happened a while back, and Jim Cornette went over about Chuck Taylor doing a fake or an invisible grenade that, blew everybody out of the ring and all this. That was the stupidest minute in wrestling. It's most embarrassing in wrestling history. And Dave Meltzer, if you support that, you're crazy. I mean, Joey Ryan. Anybody that books him, what are they thinking? The dick spot? Alright, it's entertaining, but still, whatever. But it's crazy how Dave Meltzer and Bryan Alvarez, and I think it was another one, Bruce Mitchell, and there's several of them, but I think these are the ones that were calling Bruce a liar. Bruce Pritchard a liar, and he actually worked for WWE. He's actually been behind the scenes at WWE and got a paycheck from them. Earned a paycheck, a real paycheck, instead of brainwashing all these people to pay $10 for your fake newsletter. And you're calling him a liar? and was you there? Did you ever do anything creative with WWE? Did you write a creative storyline with WWE? How can you talk about these people that actually got a paycheck from the company that you write fake news about? I mean, Vince Russo worked there for 2 years. I mean, or 2 or 3 years as a writer, and before that as the magazine editor and writing for the magazine. I don't ever remember ever hearing Dave Meltzer wrote anything, did anything other than fake news on his little $10 website or whatever it is he sends out to you. But he's going to call these people liars and failures when they've actually contributed to the wrestling business. The only thing you ever done is pretty much ruin it for people by putting out this news that says stuff's going to happen. Why would you want to spoil something that we're supposed to be trying to enjoy? And all these people go there, they call them smart marks. And I like to be surprised. I don't want to read about no damn spoiler. I want to be surprised with it. That's the problem with the world today, man. They take the surprise out. There's nothing good there. But then Dave Meltzer writes all this crap. I read it. I subscribed to it for 1 month just to see what it was like. And God, it was the worst $10 I ever spent in my life. I won't do it again. And then Bryan Alvarez. What has he done? And he's sitting here criticizing people and bitching about Vince Russo this and Vince Russo that. Vince Russo is an entertainer. Bryan Alvarez, you're just a little mealy-mouthed bitch that I get tired of hearing. That was also something that was on the Wrestling Observer, was these podcasts you pay to listen to and all this. And they were, I mean, some of them were entertaining. I don't take it away from him personally. I'm not saying that Dave Meltzer is a bad person, but he needs to stop doing all this bullshit with the talking about Russo and Pritchard and calling them liars when he never did anything in the wrestling business. He's never done nothing as a performer or contributed creativity to the company ever. Okay? Ever. Neither have you, Bryan Alvarez. But Vince Russo, he contributed 2 years. Whether you want to call it a failure or not, it was some of the highest ratings on the show ever. So, deal with that what you want. He worked with some of the biggest stars in the business. And then, yeah, WCW 2000 it was terrible. It's not as bad as it is. WCW 2000 is not as bad as wrestling is right now. Right now, wrestling is terrible. It's beyond terrible. So, I mean, we can't even get to that point yet. But I just wanted to air my little grievances out on that because he's calling Bruce Pritchard and Vince Russo a liar. Bruce Pritchard was there for 22 plus years, and he's still in the wrestling business now, contributing his great mind to the wrestling business. And Vince Russo, still entertaining. So, I mean, of course, some of the stuff they did in WCW was crap, but everybody wants to talk about, well, Vince McMahon was the editor, but I don't ever hear Vince McMahon getting really punctured like Vince Russo does for his for when he has bad ideas. So if Vince McMahon was the editor for Vince Russo, then let's put some heat on Vince McMahon when there were some segments that were terrible. Of course, Vince McMahon is a genius. Vince Russo, he's a genius in creativity. I've enjoyed his stuff. I enjoy listening to him. He has bright ideas. I listen to him on his podcast. He has some real good ideas. And they work. Some do, some don't, but I do like listening to his stuff. But I get tired of hearing Dave Meltzer and him talk smack about everything when they've never contributed anything to the wrestling business other than fake news. So, and that death of WCW was horrible. But that's for another time. So let's get to we're going to do the WWE Battleground predictions now. I don't know if I should do the Battleground kickoff match, which is going to be Ty Dillinger versus Aiden English, but why not? Let's give it to Ty Dillinger because Aiden English is on his way to being released. I'm sure they're just burying his ass. I mean, he's got talent, but they're just like WWE does with a lot of its talent. He could be a decent heel. People boo his ass. They just let him run with it, but that's not going to happen. So I'm going to go with Ty Dillinger with the win here. I will be surprised if they let Aiden English win, which in my book that would be a cool win for him. All right, let's go down to it. Sami Zayn versus Mike Kanellis. Mike Bennett, as I know him. But they're trying to get they are trying to get Mike Kanellis into, put him over. And they're putting him over Sami Zayn. So I'm going to go with Mike Kanellis in this one. I don't think that they're going to let him lose this match here. But hell, it's the WWE, so we never really know. You can't get a clean finish on these WWE events now. They're not pay-per-views. It's an event. Because if I had to pay $30 for this, it ain't happening. That's like spending $10 on the Wrestling Observer. That's not going to happen. So I'm going to give Mike Kanellis the win there, and over Sami Zayn, which they've been burying Sami Zayn for a while now. Nothing really coming for Sami Zayn. I don't see where he's going at this point. Now we got a 5-way elimination match to determine Naomi's opponent at SummerSlam. And we're going to have Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch versus Natalya versus Tamina versus Lana. Who should they give it to? They should give it to Charlotte Flair. Try to build her back up, because ever since she went to SmackDown, nothing good has come out of that. I mean, her heat looks like it's gone. She needs to be a heel. She does not need to be a good guy or a good girl. She needs to turn on somebody. I was expecting her to turn on Becky and them earlier. They need to get her built back up. Charlotte should win, because I just don't see them letting Natalya win or Tamina win. And Lana's already had 2 shots at the women's title, so I don't see that happening. Becky Lynch, though, could have a shot, and I'd like to see Becky do it too. Either Becky or Charlotte, either one. Any of them would be good. Besides Lana right now, Lana looks good, but them 2 matches she had with Naomi, or 3 matches, was terrible. But she's still good to look at, so that's a good thing. All right, let's move on to AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens for the United States Championship. All right, so they let AJ win the United States Championship in the Madison Square Garden. I think it was just for the New York crowd there. Kevin Owens will retain the United States title, I believe, at Battleground, unless he's injured, which at this point I do not know, because like I said, I haven't watched or heard any news on him being injured. So if he's not injured, Kevin Owens retains the United States Championship. I want to see AJ win and retain and move on, but I think they're trying to get it back on Kevin Owens. I hope not, but I mean, it's not that I dislike Kevin Owens or anything. I just think AJ needs a run with the title. It would give it some prestige at that point, some more prestige, because it's more prestigious right now in the WWE Championship. I'm sure everybody will agree, because they have not given Jinder Mahal no rope to go on with being the WWE champion. He wins the WWE Championship at Backlash, and he's been on the back burner ever since. He is the WWE champion. He should be built. The show should be built around him. I mean, he's a heel. He's the only one that's getting a real heel reaction. You need to go with it, baby. Build him up. He'd make a damn good heel. I was not happy when he won the WWE Championship, because I knew he was going to win it. I'd already predicted he was going to win it. But, I mean, he won it. He's a heel. Give him the rope. Let him pull it. Let him go, baby. Let him go. He needs to be, because, I mean, he can really be a good heel champion. And then you could finally find somebody that's a big baby face besides John Cena to put him up against. Because right now he's going against Randy Orton, which is good for the build-up. But I'm talking about after the long run, because he needs a good little stretch with the title. All right, so now we're going to move on to Shinsuke Nakamura and Baron Corbin. Shinsuke Nakamura is one of my favorites. I just like the guy. Don't know why, but I just like him. I've liked him since he was in New Japan. I mean, when I used to watch him in New Japan, Him and AJ had a good match there. But he's taking on Baron Corbin, who is the Money in the Bank champion. And yes, if you wanted to be swerved at Money in the Bank, Baron Corbin was the swerve, because out of everybody that was there, I picked Shinsuke Nakamura to win the Money in the Bank. But I gave everybody a shot at winning it except for Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin was the only one I did not give a shot to win the Money in the Bank, but he did. In this match, I'm going to go with Baron Corbin. He will go over on Shinsuke Nakamura. It will not be a clean finish. I think maybe he'll hit him with the briefcase and pin him or something like that. Or, it's going to be a dirty tactic, which is what needs to happen with Baron Corbin beating Shinsuke Nakamura. It keeps Nakamura strong, and it gives Baron Corbin the win and makes him look strong. So they both stay strong in that part. So I'm going to go with Baron Corbin winning that one. Now, this next match, they robbed us on the pay-per-view, and it was terrible, okay, with the count out and all. But the Usos versus the New Day, okay, the Usos need to keep the championship. Okay, that's all there is to it. They're good on the mic. They're doing decent in the ring. I mean, these tag team matches they're having are not great by any means. They're really not. But the Usos need the tag team titles right now. New Day don't. The New Day's over. They're doing this and that. To build a good heel, they're going to need the titles. Sometimes you have to have the title to make the man. So this is what it is with the Usos right now. I mean, the Usos are over. The Usos are good, but they need to keep the titles for a long run. All right, we're going to our next match, the flag match, which is John Cena versus Rusev. It's going to be a pretty decent match. I mean, can't knock it. It's John Cena and Rusev. They've had some good matches in the past. I don't expect this one to be no different. I am picking Rusev over John Cena. Rusev is being groomed right now to be in the main event for a SmackDown pay-per-view or event sooner or later for the WWE Championship if it's taken off Mahal. But I'm going to have to go with John Cena here. Rusev over John Cena here. So that'll be it. Now onto our main event, the Punjabi prison match. The last time I saw this thing, and I don't remember which one it was, if it was Batista versus the Great Khali or whatever, that was the most terrible match in the world, but it was Khali and Batista, okay? Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal can have a good match in doing this Punjabi prison match, and if anybody can pull it off, it's Randy Orton. I mean, Randy Orton's just by far one of the best ever. So him and Jinder can do it. I believe they can pull that off tonight, or tomorrow night at Battleground. So I'm gonna go with the Jinder Mahal I'm gonna go with Jinder Mahal over Randy Orton tomorrow night. Now let me see what's gonna be my favorite match of the night. I'm gonna have to say it's gonna probably be the AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens match, because AJ Styles could have a good match with anybody, even with Kevin Owens no selling ass. I like Kevin Owens, but he sells not shit. He don't sell a damn thing on that, but that's up to that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I am the chosen one, baby, and I will catch you. I'm gonna try to do a post Battleground video tomorrow night, so make sure you tune in and you can see it right here on YouTube. But remember, subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at chosen1bdt. It's at the top of your screen here, so just follow me on Twitter, but subscribe to me on YouTube, and we will if we get 50 subscribers on YouTube, then all of you are entered to win a free t-shirt, and we'll find out what t-shirt designs I'm going to have available for that, or t-shirt I will buy you for that. So make sure you tune in. I'm going to try to do a show after Battleground tomorrow night, so make sure you tune in for that. I am the chosen one, baby, and we're out.